Coach, clear up first why you didn't have a conversation with Barry before you took the Arkansas job.
Dan, I've had a great relationship. I actually was his defense coordinator 2 years before becoming a head coach, so I've known him for 9 years. I've had a great relationship with him, and one of the things that I know about him is he's very persuasive, a guy that can get you to do things. And when I made the decision to actually have some conversations with Arkansas, I knew that if I got to a point where I wanted to take this job, I needed to take it before I went and saw him. Just knowing him and out of respect, and I know how convincing he can be, I told myself that was the way I was going to approach it, and I wasn't going to be talked out. I'd had some other opportunities come along over the last several years, and I just couldn't finally pull the trigger, and this is one I thought I finally needed to do.
But listening to him yesterday, he was hurt. He was hurt that you didn't talk to him.
I was hurt. Dan, it's a man that has probably given me more in my life than anything other than my father. Has taught me a lot of great things. We've won a lot of really good games, accomplished something that's never been done at Wisconsin in 3 straight Big Ten championships. But at the beginning of that conversation, if you read the whole or hear the whole thing, like he said, he goes, "I'm fine with it," because he knows this profession. He knows the whole story, and obviously where we are today is the reality.
But I don't understand the profession and how it got to this point, Brett. And you're just the latest coach with it, so you're sort of the sacrificial lamb for me. That I want loyalty on both sides. If we're asking the kids to have loyalty, why can't I have athletic directors and presidents and coaches show loyalty?
I get the question, Dan, and I appreciate what you're saying, and I understand how people can get grouped into a big pile. But if you check the numbers of what actually transpired, I was a coach that was making a certain number of dollars at Wisconsin. I'm not receiving very much at all. In the grand total scheme, the difference between last year's salary and this year's salary will be $400,000, and that's not why I made the move. My assistant coach's salary pool jumped and almost doubled, almost 2.5 times in certain areas, and I've lost a lot of coaches in the last couple of years, and it was an opportunity for me to have some resources to hire assistant coaches and keep them to build something that's never been done here. At Arkansas, they've never won an SEC championship. They played in the game 3 times, and I've been a head coach now that has followed a great leader in Coach Alvarez. We accomplished a lot of really good things. As a man, I'm a guy that loves challenges, and I wanted an opportunity to win in another conference. I was a defensive coordinator when we won a Big 12 championship. We beat number 1 Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship game. I've been a head coach at Wisconsin and won a Big Ten championship. I want to go to the SEC and win a championship. That's what it's all about.
But I understand the move for you. I understand the opportunity. I understand what the resources were at Wisconsin, what they are at Arkansas. I understand all of those things. The point I keep trying to make is what if the athletic director says to you at Arkansas, "I'm going to sign you up for 5 years. There's no buyout. You're here. You're my guy. I got you. Anything happens, I pay you off." Would you have signed?
I already did.
No buyout?
There's a buyout, but it's for every year of my contract, which is a 6-year contract. It was a penalty that decreases. I mean, it's an absurd number that you wouldn't think about. Yeah, so there's I understand where I was going to come in and the questions I would get asked. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to win at Arkansas. And the biggest thing that I struggled with, the hardest thing in my life to this point professionally, Dan, without a doubt, was walking in and telling those 115 players. I did it face-to-face. I did it in a room where I know other coaches have taken other venues. When I took the job, I said our first responsibility is to fly to Madison and meet with my players as soon as possible. And it was an opportunity. Our meeting room, there's 2 doors. There's a room at the front. There's a room at the back. I addressed the team, very emotional, hard thing for me to say. Those guys have given us a lot of wins. I've grown with them as a coach. I just expressed an opportunity to do something that I've never had a chance to do and chase a dream. Told them, if you walk out the front door, I'll say goodbye to you and wish you well. If you walk out the back door because you're mad at me, I understand. Stood outside for a minute. Nobody came out. I was a little nervous. But then they all came out the front door. I think there's a couple guys that didn't, and very emotional, very tough time. But, you had an impact on their lives, and it's something I'll never forget. And I'll be with them for the rest of their lives. I just may not be their coach for the next 2 or 3 years. And thankfully we did something we've never done in winning those 3 championships.
Why do you have a better chance to win a national championship at Arkansas instead of Wisconsin?
Well, I've never said national. I've said SEC championship. And in the world of college football, 2014, it changes dramatically with the playoff system. And in the SEC, it's been very apparent that you can lose a game, not even play in a championship game, and still have a chance to be in a national championship talk. So when we start going to those 4-team playoffs, I want to put our guys in the best position to be in the big dance. And just to be quite honest, I love challenges. I mean, I think men are defined more by their struggles than they are by their success. And I want to go in and find some struggles and define our team and our coaches and have a chance to do it again in another league. I'm not one of those guys that wants to sit around and continue to be satisfied. I want to look for the next opportunity. And, you know, the part that I love is it's a state that Arkansas is the program in the state. Everybody's a Razorback. And the support here has been overwhelming just in the last 48 hours. And, you know, it's giddy up, time to go to work and see where we can go.
Now, the reason why I bring up national championship is what Barry Alvarez said yesterday. I'll bring that back. It's a short response from him. Here's Barry Alvarez on why he thought Brett left to go to Arkansas.
He said he had a chance to win had a better chance to win a championship there.
So better chance at Arkansas than Wisconsin.
Better chance to win an SEC championship.
Well,
it's not possible, obviously, at Wisconsin. But, again, I'm not a guy that jumps to the end. I'm not one that's going to talk about national championships. What we do is take a one-game approach, a one day at a time approach. And
well, wait a minute. I wanted to let me play out the whole answer here for you. Okay, and that's why I brought up national championship. Once again, here's Barry Alvarez.
He said he had a chance to win had a better chance to win a championship there.
So better chance at Arkansas than Wisconsin.
That's what he said.
Well, you don't believe that. I can hear it in your voice.
Well, we just won 3 straight Big Ten championships, won a 3rd straight Rose Bowl. Had a good chance of winning a national championship a year ago.
So that was his thought on that.
Yeah. You know, last year we had a very good team. It was one that was ranked throughout the course of the season, and obviously we weren't able to close it out against an Oregon team that was unbelievable as well. So, again, I'm not comparing the two places. All I know is I wanted to have an opportunity to do something I've never done before as a head coach. And, you know, it was time for me professionally. I'm newly married, and I got an opportunity to move here with my wife and really explore some really neat opportunities professionally.
When you look at the talent pool there for the SEC, and you got those coaches there as well, I thought it was easier to win a national championship at Wisconsin than it would be at Arkansas, just because I got Florida and LSU and South Carolina and Alabama. I mean, just to start, I worry about Ohio State in the Big Ten. That's my big concern. In the SEC, I got a lot of big boys to worry about there.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, it's a thing that as you would get to know me or people around me understand, I don't want to play in an arena that maybe you aren't the champion of the highest level possible. It's just something that I really feel was kind of a neat thing to see evolve over the last several years and the dominance of the SEC. And I wanted to go see what we can do. It's nothing more than that. I know in your career you haven't stayed at the same place the whole time too. You want to move on to new opportunities, and it's fun to do that. I think men naturally want to be aggressive and see what they can succeed at. And I think that's really cool of men that have success. They're always trying to find new opportunities. Yeah,
but I stayed 18 years at ESPN and had a contract there.
Absolutely. My 7 years at Wisconsin, when I first originally began, it was a 5-year contract, and then it kept getting extended a year by the way that we kept winning. So it was an opportunity to finish out my original contract and move ourselves forward.
Barry Alvarez said he would schedule Arkansas. Would you want to play Wisconsin?
Absolutely. It'd be more out of respect than anything else. I think that as we move forward, the world of college football at the Big Ten, they were talking about going to a 9-game schedule. Same thing here in the SEC. If that was something that could be possible because we stay and remain at an 8-game, it would be really fun for both fan bases. Both of them obviously share the same colors and same kind of passion. And, you know, up there we prided ourselves on some cheese curds and brats and all the things that make you great. Down here in Arkansas, it's a lot of the same things, a lot of the same traditions and history, and obviously a place that is starving for victories as much as Wisconsin.
What was that, the call to the Hogs yesterday?
Big Suey. Call the Hogs, Dan. You know, I actually grew up on a farm, so I'd performed that task many times, just not in front of a live TV audience.
Do yourself and the coaching profession a favor, and don't be flirting with other teams. You know, I love loyalty here, but maybe I'm old school here, Brett. But you know what? If you're there and that's where you want to be, then you'll prove it by I don't hear your name, rumored for another job around the country.
I can assure you that, Dan. There's just, that was the first head coaching opportunity I had, and to come here to Arkansas and to jump into the opportunity that was here. If you saw the contract and our conversation with Jeff, you'd know and understand it. This is not a a situation where I've tried to parlay it for another opportunity. This is coming to Arkansas. I met with our kids yesterday. Unbelievable team reception and the administration and the people itself. So it's going to be something that I hope to stay satisfied and stay hungry with and get a chance for us to win for a long, long time.
Well, I know that you knew what you were going to face with my line of questions here. I do appreciate you coming on. And,
Absolutely.
And good luck, Brett.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend and go Hawks.
All right. Brett Bielema, Arkansas head coach. We'll recap that next. We'll get to your phone calls as well.